Welcome everybody to Four Nobodies Talking Sports. This is going to be our Super Bowl show. We're going to discuss everything that happened yesterday, and it should be a great show. First off, I want to thank these three guys right here, Brian, Mike, and Bob, for helping me with this show and to get me to love football again. Doing this show every week and being involved in the first time being involved in fantasy football, getting stats ready for the show. I finally come back to kind of loving this game. So thank you to you three guys, because I was kind of done with football. Mike knows, he would watch me at his Uncle Bobby's house. I was just kind of going through the motions. I would sit there and just kind of like, yeah, all right, whatever, you know. And these guys would be screaming and yelling. Mike would be calling somebody out. Brian would, So it's good to get back to kind of liking the game. And I think fantasy football kind of did that for me, because I was kind of not just paying attention to the Rams. I was kind of paying attention to my players, and maybe that is a good thing about fantasy football. I don't know. That's one of the reasons I kind of hated fantasy football, because I always felt like you're not rooting for your guys anymore. You're kind of rooting for a number on a jersey on somebody else's team. So it's cool. So let's get right to it. We're going to go right into our football, the Super Bowl here, and we're going to go with this, and we're going to start with Mike. Mike, using one word, describe this year's Super Bowl, and then tell us why you chose that word. One word, buddy.
To describe the Super Bowl?
Yeah, your experience watching the Super Bowl yesterday.
I don't know. My experience watching it?
Yeah.
Or what I thought about the game?
Yeah, what you thought about the game. What's the one word? You want me to switch over to Bob first? Because you didn't read show notes. Bob,
no,
go ahead,
I
Bob.
did, but it's like, what do you mean? You're asking me to describe a football game, and what I'm supposed to say?
With one word. Bob will do it. Watch. Bob will show you how it's done. Go ahead, Bob.
I mean,
uneventful.
Uneventful. Go ahead, Bob. Elaborate. Why was it
all right, look, because it was relatively a blowout, okay? There wasn't a whole lot of magic, especially in the second half. There wasn't a whole lot of magic to like capture, the excitement of the game. Especially if you don't have if you don't have a horse in the race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pretty much it was uneventful. It was kind of like when the 85 Bears beat the hell out of the Patriots in the Super Bowl, 46-10, whatever it was. Uneventful. You know what I mean?
Uneventful.
Yeah,
that was kind of like. But do you think that was kind of like the last time Tampa Bay was in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, pretty much. It was 13-3, and it was just boring as hell. Because trust me, people like to see a close scoring game. But the loudest cheer I was at a Super Bowl party yesterday. The loudest cheer we had was at the end of the game when Tampa Bay picked off Mahomes, because I hit my number again and Jesse hit his number again. So so now we were both of us were in like the $2,000 range of winning money.
Wow!
So that was the loudest cheer, was basically when Mahomes got picked off the second time, and we knew the game was over.
Yeah,
and the score wasn't going to change.
And it wasn't going to change. All right, Mike. Come on, you got to have a word in your head.
I don't know, dude. I can't describe it with one word.
I mean, all right, you use a sentence.
Random. Good. Huh?
Good.
I mean, I thought it was a good game.
A good game.
I mean, for what the score was, it was surprisingly a good game.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Brian? Go ahead, Mike.
I think the ability of the Chiefs to come back at any moment, like in the past, made it like that too. Just because they, I mean, up until it got to like even up until the fourth quarter, it was like, all right, they could score real quick, and then they're down 2 score. They could score 3 times in a quarter.
Yeah, even the announcers, you can hear it in the announcers too throughout that whole game. They just constantly kept saying, "Well, they can get back in this game. They can get back in this game."
For as big of a blowout as it was I thought, it was a good game. And I'm a guy that likes. I mean, I like to see people score, but
Right.
I'm also very much a defensive guy. I
Yeah.
love the defensive end of the ball.
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
Yeah.
So seeing a good defensive game, like at least from the Buccaneer side, was fun to me.
Yeah.
So
How about you, Brian?
I don't know. I wasn't a fan. To me, I was expecting a closer game, and so my one word was kind of pitiful.
Pitiful. Jesus. Jesus. Pitiful.
Yeah,
I've seen worse Super Bowls.
yeah, I know
So
I
have
have to, but
Yeah, I think we've all seen worse Super Bowls.
yeah, well, just for this one, like, I didn't think there was any like not coverage. It was more protection. Was really what it came down to. I feel like there's a lot scrambling on the Buck side, on the Kansas City side, and then they should have I don't know, just not a fan of Brady getting another ring.
I would have to say shocking for me. I mean, it just seemed like everything was just like everything was just going Tampa Bay's way. Everything up until that point where they stopped him on the 1 yard line. I thought, okay, here we go. This is where this
Mhm.
game changes. I'm probably, I don't think I'm the only person that thought that, okay, this is going to come back to hurt them. I kind of felt like this is going to, maybe they should have kicked the field goal here.
Oh, I said that immediately.
Yeah,
As soon as that happened,
yeah,
I said this could be the moment where the whole game changes.
yeah,
This could be it right here.
yeah.
Because I think they were only up, what was it?
It was only 7-0 at that point. There were three.
No, it
that
was
was
three.
It was
Was it
14 to
three?
3.
yeah,
14 to
It was
3.
14 to
Was
3.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that could be it right there. I was like, they're going to turn around. If they turn around and score, it's 10-14, and
yeah,
it changes the whole dynamic of the game.
yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, let's welcome Mr. Nick Orlando to the house. The only
Yeah,
Tampa
good.
Bay fan. Congratulations, Nick.
Congratulations, man.
Was there cars burning in the streets? Did they tip over buses? Were signs tear? I mean, it's not South Philly, but it's Tampa. But there was no kids climbing light poles and greasing themselves up.
No, they just climb trees. That's about
Yeah,
it,
climb palm trees in Tampa, huh?
right?
So I'll ask you that same question I asked these guys. One word to describe the Super Bowl for you yesterday, using one word, and why you chose that word. I didn't think this was going to be a tough question for you guys, but
Well, John, it's
That
kind
is-
of like you're at one word. I mean,
yeah, I had.
you should just say,
one
you
word's
you
tough.
think too much about it.
I was
Just say,
my
describe
word.
the Super Bowl.
Mine was just shocking. Shocking is like the first thing that came to my mind. Is like that kind of from beginning to end of that game. That's how I felt. I was just shocked. Even when I would post on Facebook, I was just like, "Wow, really?"
I don't have one word, but I do know. Well, I guess underestimated might be a good word because since the bye week, these guys have been playing lights out defense, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
talking about Brady, but dude, you could not have won that game without a defense, and that
Thank you.
defense was lights out across that front door. Was doing
Yeah.
their job the whole night, which allowed everybody else to kind of do their thing, right?
Yeah,
When you put the kid on the run, it doesn't happen. And I said it last week. If they play like they're supposed to,
yeah,
it's done because that defense is incredible when they're all firing on the same cylinder, on the same mindset. Because you have
Yeah.
so many tools and weapons available to double up on and play that cover two.
yeah,
If you can't play that cover two, the kid will tear you up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, the cover two saved the day. The defense up front did their job. The secondary obviously did theirs. They're all young and fired up, and they're going to do their thing. The calls, everybody's complaining about calls.
yeah. Those
Wouldn't
calls are
even
all.
come into play. I mean, if they wouldn't have even come into play if Mahomes was doing his thing, right? It wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
He just,
Right.
at the end of the day, he wasn't allowed to do his thing. Todd Bowles put a hell of a game plan together. He did not allow this kid to get going. The running game was non-existent. The long ball was non-existent. And it
Yeah.
just, I mean, who would ever thought there would be zero touchdowns by Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's the crazy number right there, 0. And I mean, even those calls. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I heard it all night yesterday, and then this morning. Those are legitimate holding calls. Maybe they've gotten away with that before, but they weren't going to get away with it during this game. There's just no way. There's no way.
Okay.
Go ahead,
So hold
Bob.
on. So, looking today and on reading everything I could, the NFL Office of Officials came out with a statement and said that the interception that Kansas City got, but there was a holding penalty on the call. The NFL Office of Officiating came out and said that call should have never been made because it didn't follow the rules and guidelines of what should have been called. And the pass interference in the end zone when Mike Evans actually ran into Matthew, that should have been called because that didn't, but it got called. So that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
but the NFL Office of Officiating said those two calls should have never been made, especially since there was more egregious calls in the Green Bay Tampa Bay game that didn't get called, but they got called here.
Yeah, and this was a whole new crew, right?
Yeah, but that happens though. I mean, you're talking about a couple
give him 14
calls.
points. Give him 14
Pardon
points. Just give him 14 points.
I'm just saying you're talking about a couple calls.
Those two plays changed the momentum of Kansas City right before the half. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could definitely say that. But to me, it's like, are you gonna, like, I get it. Those calls, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have been called, but that happens. It's not like they were out of like something crazy, like egregious. Yes, they came out and said, yeah, they shouldn't have been called. But if you looked at it, especially the one with the interception, that guy's on the other side of the field. It's not like he called that to stop that interception. That referee saw that in his mind. He thought that was holding.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, they got an interception, so we called that so they wouldn't get that interception. No, you're just being a conspiracy theorist and a jackass.
Well,
that referee did not call that because of that interception.
Yeah.
He called it because of what he saw on his side of the field.
Had the game been closer, it would matter, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
If they won by 3 points, but guys, clearly a blowout.
It's basically
the two drop touchdown passes by the Chiefs are a lot bigger of a deal than those two calls by a long shot.
Yeah.
They got hit in the face.
I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked that the NFL league came in and did that. I think that just puts a slap in the face on their officiating crew.
No, I mean they kind of do that now.
Well, I can see why they're doing it. Because okay, Tom's on his way out, and Patrick Mahomes and the rest of the young boys are the future of the NFL. They want it. They don't want what's the first thing that's come up all day today? It's not that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl. It's been Patrick Mahomes' legacy is ruined. Give me a fucking break.
His legacy
all day. That's all I heard. And I'm like, wait a minute here. Let's remember a 43-year-old fucking man just won a Super Bowl. And all you guys are fucking talking about is how Patrick Mahomes' legacy is ruined and that he's never going to get to 7 now because of this. And I'm like,
who even said that though?
It was all over. It was on ESPN.
There was a lot of stuff on
first take. They didn't say that but did they say that his legacy was ruined?
Yeah,
or did they just say he could never catch Tom Brady? Because
no. There was a guy on ESPN this morning that said Patrick Mahomes will never play in another Super Bowl.
Yeah. Who said that?
It was either if you go to YouTube, it wasn't
because it wasn't First Take. It wasn't Stephen A. or Max Kellerman.
No, they didn't get into that, but they did.
And maybe it was just one of their guests or something.
They did talk about how everything changes for Mahomes at this game.
I think what they meant was he's not going to be able to ever.
He's not going to get 7.
That's what they meant. They didn't think I don't think anybody honestly thinks Patrick Mahomes is ruined.
The actual headline is Patrick Mahomes' legacy is ruined. was the actual click
Yeah, that's a damn head. That's
video.
a clickbait headline, though.
But they
That
actually
isn't-
talked about that. So let's
Go
get
back to
go into
Bob's
let's let's go
comment
into
about the penalties. You know, the NFL refs could actually say that about any game on any Sunday.
yeah.
Penalties.
Sure they can.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying.
But
They've been doing that lately, though.
But yeah,
They're
you
making
got to
it a
take
big
into
deal.
consideration that referee on the field seeing it in full speed. He's got to make a snap judge decision on most of those calls because most of those calls are not reviewable.
Okay, well,
correct?
look,
They're not
how about
reviewable.
this? If you guys want, if they want to say that about that interception call, the one where the guy caught it, that the Bucks caught it, and the woman referee said it hit the ground, it did not hit the ground. The Chiefs receiver reached out with his hand and put his hand under it and hit it up.
Flipped it.
And the Bucks caught it.
No, that
But
hit the
they-
ground.
Not
that
from
hit
the
the ground.
replay I saw. As
From
soon as it
all
touched
three
his hand,
camera angles I saw, that hit the ground first.
Yeah,
No,
it might have.
I don't know. I'll
they
have to go
didn't
back
show
and look.
much. I think they
'cause
showed
when I
one
saw the
quick
replay, if
clip
the
of it.
ball, as soon as it touched his hand, it went straight in the air, like
Yeah.
right
No, it
upwards.
hit the ground
like,
first. It hit the ground
Yeah,
first.
somebody tipped
they only showed one clip of that. They never went back to it
Well,
to review. I mean, they just
So-
quick little.
Okay.
the only shot I saw, it looked like it didn't hit the ground. It looked like
Yeah.
it hit his hand because it went straight up in the air
Yeah.
instead of it literally did a 90
Yeah,
degree.
No,
I'm
it
kind
it
of surprised
hit the
that
ground first and
Tampa
moved in
Bay
the
didn't challenge that too as well because I saw the same
I don't
thing.
even
like,
think you can challenge that.
Yeah, you can.
yeah, you
Oh,
can
can you?
challenge that. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
challenge that.
It's,
Well, let's get into real quick.
it was
Let's jump
so
into
crazy.
I'm going to just go over the stats real quick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive leaders: Tom Brady, 21 for 29, 201, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Ronald Jones, 12 carries, 61 yards. Leonard, 16 carries, 89 yards, 1 touchdown, and Gronk. God, Gronk, man, 6 catches.
Gronk,
Yeah.
not Brock.
Gronk. I don't care how you say it. He's the fucking man.
His name is Gronkowski.
Are you
not
gonna let me
Gronkowski.
finish? Let me finish, and then you can say
Well,
whatever
say the
you
name
want.
right. It's
All
Gronk.
right. And Kansas City Chiefs offensive leaders: Mahomes, 26 for 49, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I guess he carried the ball for 33 yards. What else did we have? Edwards, 9 carries, 64 yards. And the only guy I said in the pregame that I think pretty much was the only guy that showed up for Kansas City was Travis Kelce with 10 receptions, 133 yards. On the defensive side, 3 sacks by Tampa Bay, 10 hits on Patrick Brady. He's Patrick Mahomes. He was basically, to me, like I said, he was basically running for his life every snap, it seemed like. And I think they broke it down today, too. I watched a couple of percentage-wise that they didn't blitz as much as they thought they were, and they were still getting to Mahomes.
No.
Yeah.
They blitzed less than 5.
Yeah.
I think they said 5% of the time.
Yeah.
They didn't need to blitz.
Yeah, Kansas City's
they
defense.
didn't need to.
One sack for Kansas City, and they got to Brady. This is a shocker. Only 2 times that whole fucking game did they actually hit Brady, which is just shocking. I don't know if that stat is true. I got it off of ESPN. I didn't seem like he was ever on the ground. Do you guys remember him ever being on the ground?
First quarter.
Well, the one
First
time when
quarter.
he slipped, or when the ball came, when there was a bad snap,
Yeah, but
they
he got
probably
sacked in the
considered.
first quarter.
He
Though,
got,
too.
he got sacked.
Yeah, that was their only sack. They had 1 sack. I think it was.
I think both are considered a sack, right?
No, they only got on the stat on ESPN. It says 1 stack, and that was Antonio Hicks.
One sack. Yeah. No, I think it's because, but the one where there was a bad snap. He went down on the ball.
Oh yeah,
so I guess.
the bad snap. Yeah, that's a
I guess that's not considered a
that should
sack.
have been
Yeah.
a sack because
Well, I don't know. Well, they didn't register it as one then,
Yeah, there's only 1 sack registered for
Right.
the game on ESPN.
so they just considered him down, I guess.
Yeah, so let's jump into questions. So I want to start off on the defensive side of the ball. So my first question for you guys is Tampa Bay's defense. What did Todd say it, Bob? Bellows do differently from the first game against Kansas City? We'll start with Mike. Mike,
They didn't get to let themselves get beat deep.
you gotta give me more than that.
What do you mean? That was all it was. They played 2 safeties back over the middle the whole game.
Yeah.
They watched that's what happened the first game they played them, and that's what happened 2 weeks ago against Buffalo.
Yeah,
They've got beat deep. And so they
Yeah.
played two safeties and they teased up
They
depending
teed
on
up
what they
Hills.
thought the play was, and they were not going to let themselves get beat deep, and they made their tackles.
Yeah, and they kept Hill out of the game. I can say,
The kids Hill out of the game. That's the thing is, Kelsey, they let him get a few catches over the middle.
yeah,
I mean, big deal, and he's not as hard to take down.
yeah.
You let Tyreek Hill get a breakout, and he can go for 70 yards.
Yeah, 'cause
So
he had 13 receptions for 269 in that first game for 3 touchdowns.
that's what I'm saying. They did
Yeah.
not, and the only reason his numbers look as good as they did is because that last drive they were letting him have it.
Yeah, yeah,
Before that last drive, Tyreek Hill had 2 receptions for 13 yards.
yeah. He was pretty much out of the game. Bob, your thoughts on that question? You got some input
My
on that?
question was Todd Bowles took advantage of Kansas City's weakness. Now the offensive line that beat Tampa Bay in the first game was not the same offensive line. They
True.
had 2 guys in there who didn't play at all this year except for the playoffs because of injuries, and they shuffled them in at guard and something else. So the Tampa front four did an awesome job, because if you can get to the quarterback with 4 guys, you can play too deep. And Todd Bowles, he picked apart the weaknesses. He knew where the weakness was going to be, and he had a terrific game plan. He did. Todd Bowles came in, and his defense. If you don't have to worry about sending an extra guy to get pressure, it makes everything easier on the back end.
On the back.
Yep. It's night and day.
Yeah, Brian, you want to add anything to that, or?
Well, I was going to say exactly what Bob said. Was there the Chiefs offensive line? There was a lot of shuffling going on there beforehand, and it wasn't the same defensive line. I mean, same offensive line. so which made Mahomes had to scramble a lot more, and then plus they just had the coverage there for it, and then that was just it.
Yeah, it definitely made it easier, but I mean, those guys played the whole playoffs, and it's not, or most of the playoffs, and I mean, like Bob said, it was just a great defensive plan. Just rushing 4, and so you can have 2 back. Like the whole game, those 2 safeties were sitting there.
Yeah, they were.
You may get a few on us, but we'll give you 10 yards, but we're not giving you 30.
Yeah. You're not going to get beat.
You're going to have to nickel and dime us. And if you ever notice, the way the Chiefs always come back is they get big plays and they get themselves back in the game quick. They'll be down for 3 quarters of the game and then come back with one quarter, and they just blow you out of the water because they get a couple big scores real quick. But if you take that away from them, and you pretty much, it's like we'll let you nickel and dime us, but you're not going to get a 90-yard play on us. It's just not going to happen.
Nick,
and if you want to beat the Chiefs, that's how you do it.
Right. You want to add anything to that?
I mean, I just tack on to what the guys are saying is, I think Bowles didn't have to make any adjustments, because what he set out to do, when he had all his toys, right, all healthy, ready to go, 2 weeks to set game plan, and it worked. And when it works, you can utilize those tools. Now, Antoine Winfield was the key to this whole thing. If that kid gets hurt, it's an issue. He was helping with that cover too immensely. He goes sideline to sideline like a machine. That was the difference in this game. Is he was focused on, this is what I'm going to do, support Davis III and support Jamal Dean and just be ready to go. And Whitehead came into his own, but the difference is Winfield and having the mindset of, I'm support. That's it. This game, all I'm doing is support. Let the boys go crazy. Let Levante David and Devin White go nuts, and Bowles held them back even. Like you guys said, he wasn't blitzing. That front 4 did their job efficiently. You got Vita Vea back. Vita Vea hasn't been present for a while, but he's back, and that changed that middle, man. That big push up the middle was all the difference they needed, and it worked. So he didn't have to make any adjustments. He had all his tools full strength.
Yeah. So let's go next. So let's talk about Kansas City's defense. But first, what did Brian Leftwich, the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay, see to expose that defense? Mike?
I don't know if they did anything special, but I mean, they had a good plan with their run game. I mean, they were able to keep them honest. If you're successful on the ground, and Fournette had a great game. I mean, he was punching for a few yards every time, and that's what he's good at. He had a really good game, and if you can keep him honest on the ground, it can allow you to get, open passes. That's the thing. And like we were saying, the Chiefs, they didn't have a run game.
Mhm.
And when you don't have a run game, it is hard because the defense will sit back on their heels and wait for the pass every time.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised. I heard today that they actually tried some different plays that I think Kansas City hasn't seen before. I think that first touchdown to Gronk was something new that they never ran before, that play. And
Well, I'm sure they did that.
yeah, they had a couple plays. Bob, what do you think, Bob? What did he see?
Well, if you're going to beat Tom Brady, you got to get pressure on him. So if you look at the 3 Super Bowls that Tom Brady lost, the defense got to Brady a lot. The New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles got to him a lot. If you give any quarterback time to sit in the pocket and then pick out where he wants to throw, you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was hardly any pressure on Brady at all, especially after the first quarter.
Yeah.
There was no pressure at all. There just wasn't, and you can't give him that. I mean, you can't give any great quarterback that much time to pick you apart.
True.
Especially the goat.
But can we feel sorry for the offensive lineman who dropped the touchdown pass?
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, I felt so bad for that guy.
The look on his face.
Oh man, I wanted him to catch that so bad.
That look on his face said it all. He's like, that was my moment. That was my moment.
That's what I said. I was like, dude, that would have been his career highlight moment. He would have been able to be a lineman and say, I caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl from Tom Brady. Like as a lineman? Man.
You know he keeps that ball. He keeps that ball. I mean, that thing, I don't know. I mean, it was a little high.
He caught it, too. He caught it. No, he caught it, and then the defender hit it out. He had it in his hands.
Yeah. But he caught it here.
Yeah, he caught it up high, right face mask level.
Like pretty much up against his face.
Yeah, he caught it face mask level. But man, yeah, you could see the look on his face. I wish he
would have caught that.
When they panned to him, you can just see the look on his face. He was just like, that was it. That was my shot. I'm never going to get that shot ever again. You know they're never going to run that play again. Not on that day. But
no.
Brian, what do you think? What do you think he saw that?
Well, to me, it's just I feel like they just had the coverage out there. It's just what it was. I mean, that's just plain and simple. I mean, if you look through all the stats, I mean, I've been going over them constantly here, and like the rushing by Kansas City was 107, rushing Tampa Bay is 145. So it's not a huge difference. But the thing is, when you can actually get the yardage out of that, actually make progress out of something, that's going to make the difference.
How about you, Mr. Nick Orlando? You're going to be smiling for a couple months, huh? You're just going to have that smile on your face. You're going to wake up with that smile.
Think about it. The 5th seed moves through Washington, Green Bay, New Orleans, comes home, wins the Super Bowl. Of course I'm going to be smiling. Who wouldn't? But, they didn't give us a chance in hell. But the biggest difference that I saw, just from, having exposure to them all year, I don't know how much you guys watch of them, is the game plan was changed. Leftwich took out the long ball and said that we're not even going to mess with it. We're going to let them think we got the long ball, put Evans in and the big boys in, and think we're going to push up. And then all you got to do is drop back, and we're going to throw the short ball all night long. And that's going to open up the run, make them cover us. And then to top it off, you can get Gronk more involved than he ever has been in any of the games this entire season, and he's just going to truck people. That was the difference, in my opinion, with the offense and the way they moved the ball yesterday. There was no long ball attempts. You saw a couple of passes. But
he threw a couple. Yeah, he threw a couple deep.
It was Evans was a yak. I mean, that was yards after catch. That wasn't long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, there were no launch balls because That's the way they
Yeah.
got him last time, right? So he said, well, they're going to think I'm going to do this, so we're just going to throw the short ball all night long, and you guys get the yak yards and call it a day. And that's what happened, and it opened up the run, and the line got manhandled by that offensive line, who happens to be a pretty damn good offensive line. I mean, they protected Brady. You said he only got touched twice. He
He only
did the
got
same
hit
thing in
there.
Washington, they barely touched him too. So the line is good. They just need the right game plan and the right amount of time to hold people off, right? They can hold them off for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Brady just has to move that pocket around a little bit. And I think we saw that yesterday is that short ball saved it. Long ball would have ate him up.
Yeah, he threw a couple which shocked me, and he actually overthrew them, which was even shocking. He threw, and not like 5 or 6 yards. I mean, he overthrew guys by like 10 or 15 yards, almost like, okay, I just need to get rid of this. Let me go deep. No one's going to catch it.
And he does that quite often, right? I mean, he's that type of quarterback. He'll rather just launch it where nobody can touch it, or just, you see him all the time, just grab the ball and fall to the ground. Now, any other quarterback that would really hurt.
Yeah,
So
that's the
him,
thing is
like,
people forget
6
about
yards,
him.
big deal. Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows
very
exactly
smart.
what he's doing.
He knows what he's a very smart quarterback. So if he thinks he's going to get hit, he goes to the ground.
Yeah.
And Brady is one of the best at getting the ball off the quickest.
Yeah.
If you look at how quickly he gets the ball off, he's at the top of the list.
He was looking those guys off all night long.
Yeah.
I mean, he was looking them off and just boom.
Yeah. He's not a guy that's going to come out of the pocket running. If he thinks he's only going to get 3 yards, he'll just go down. He figures, I'll get another play at it. I'll get 7 yards.
For sure.
He's not
And
going
he
to take
usually
that
does.
hit.
That's the beauty.
He's done that he's done that his whole career.
Well, that's why he's been healthy.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
When we lost 3 yards or 6 yards, we didn't have a chance in hell of getting it with Jameis Winston back there.
No.
Right.
Now, it's really hard for us to get used to that. Is like we have a quarterback that can take a loss and then recover and get the first down on the very next play. As a Bucs fan, it's like incredible to like see it and have that feeling of confidence. Like, okay, it's not a big deal, but we're so used to getting our ass kicked. It's like, a year of Winston was all it took to just kill everybody morale.
You guys haven't made it to the playoffs since the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
So I think since you guys won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, 03. Yep.
That's crazy.
03.
That's the last time you guys went to the playoffs, right? That's nuts.
Yeah, it's been a long road.
Who's quarterback, Nick?
Yeah, that's all you needed was a quarterback. I'm kidding. There was a
Who's
lot more
pieces.
Brad Johnson.
There you go.
Brad Johnson. Yeah.
One
of the only positive things the Kansas City defense did was stop Tampa Bay from getting points off of turnovers. Mahomes did throw 2 interceptions, but I think one was really late in the fourth quarter, and I thought that was
that fourth down.
Yeah, the big one. The big one that we talked about it a little bit was stopping them on that 1 yard line. Like I said, I thought for sure that was going to be that momentum changed, and when Kansas City was going to come back and score. Did you guys feel that the same way, Brian? Did you feel like that was going to turn the game around?
I was hoping that the scoring would actually happen, but it just it would have kept it closer. But the thing is, though, like it just didn't come to fruition is what it was,
Yeah. Hey, Bob, how about you, Bob? I mean, I'm trying to remember the drive after that. It was dead, right? 1, 2, it was 4 and out.
No, they got a first down,
and then that was it. And then they went 3 and out.
They were going to get another first down, but then they had a penalty. So they punted, and then the punter shanked it, and the ball went out like on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I remember.
That poor bastard. What was that, like his first game? I mean, second game?
I don't know, man. But
he was like a rookie, and he shanked it.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the punt right before that was good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well, he punted, right? And it was a great punt, but the Chiefs were holding before the kick, so they called it back. Exactly. And then he shanked it.
Yeah.
just feel bad for Andy Reid, man. He's such a class act. That whole organization.
There's a lot involved in his. I'm sure there was a lot going on in his mind other than that game yesterday. So
Yeah, who was his brother?
his son,
Yeah.
his son.
Oh, his son's the one that got into the wreck.
Yeah, the
and
son.
he's a coach.
Yeah, he's coach on the team. Yeah,
He's a coach on the team.
yeah. So so what? Go ahead, Mike. It's on you. How did you feel at that moment? Did you think that was gonna be it right there? Kansas City was gonna come back and put up 7 and change.
Well, I thought that I didn't know, but I said this could be the game changer if they don't get this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they stopped them, but then they went, they got a first down, and then they went 3 and out, and I was like, well,
there you go.
Maybe not. And then that shank. I mean, that's the thing is, like, people can talk about those calls all you want, but you got a shanked punt. There was a lot of those calls were good calls. I mean, there was a few of those holding calls that they were wrapping them up around the neck.
Yeah.
And 2 touchdown passes that hit him in the face. One to Kelsey and one to Hill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hit him in the helmet.
And so, 2 touchdown passes that hit him in the face. So it's like, hey man, like you guys gotta, you know what I mean? It's not like you guys. There's a lot of chances you guys had to be in that game, and you weren't.
Yeah.
So.
How about you, Nick, as a Tampa Bay fan, when that moment happened, that stop on the 1 yard line, what were you thinking?
I thought they'd go down and score. I thought eventually these guys had to score a touchdown.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You're thinking, okay, this is it. The momentum will swing, but we'll tit for tat kind of the rest of the game and be cool. Yeah. But that defense wasn't about to let it happen too far.
Oh yeah, the Tampa defense was phenomenal.
But I thought they'd score. I mean, I thought that would be it, right? The momentum changer. That's what you need, a little fire. I mean, what more do you need than a 4th and goal on a yard?
Right.
I mean, that would fire up anybody, you would think. You get your asses moving. And it didn't work. That spark didn't work.
Yeah.
Can we make a new rule that the MVP doesn't have to go to the most popular player? Because Brady was okay yesterday, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
But somebody on defense should have been the MVP.
Yeah, I heard on ESPN today. I heard on ESPN. Yeah. But I heard on ESPN today, Bob, that they talked about that it should be a group thing. Like that defense, the whole defense should have got MVP.
I remember when the Cowboys beat Denver back in the day, the MVPs were Harvey Martin and the Manster, Randy, went to Maryland. He was a defensive tackle. But anyway, they gave it to the 2 defensive guys, just how they stopped Denver.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, Brady was good yesterday. Wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
The defense was the MVP.
Yeah. But they can't give it. I mean, they can't. Like I said, they talked about that today on ESPN. So I was listening to that, and most of the other sports channels said the whole defense should have got that MVP. But it's just you can't do that. You can't give it to the whole unit. They want that one guy, which is stupid.
They gave it to him because he changed the morale, the confidence level, and so many things for the entire season. Right? I think that's what it was for. But for that game, which is what the award should be for, Bob is accurate. I mean, pick a defensive guy, one of them. JPP, Shaq Barrett, Lonnie David, Devin.
Dominican Sue,
Dominican Sue was a beast yesterday. Speed-wise, holy crap. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could have picked any one of those guys and been a winner.
Yeah, maybe they should change that rule to where it can be a whole unit, a whole defensive unit. Hey, what's to stop it? They make the rules. It's not like it's a, fuck. I mean, it's not like it's
Did you see Evans is willing to take a pay cut to get them boys signed back up to free agents?
Yeah, I heard that.
I would.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't see any reason why that team's not going to be right back in it next year.
And we're not
Well,
going
Uh,
to
it all
follow
depends
suit.
on who they lose in free agency because you can't keep everybody.
yeah, you can't keep everybody. All right, for Brian, how did Brady look to you, Brian? Did you feel at any time during the game he was uncomfortable in the pocket?
No,
No.
no, he was completely comfy there. I think that's a that's a question for Mahomes because I don't think he felt comfortable in his pocket at
No.
all whatsoever.
I think at one time I saw Brady just making s'mores back there. I think he had a campfire going. He had his marshmallows, chocolate, and his graham crackers.
Mhm.
He was making. Bob, what do you think, Bob?
Oh no, you Kansas City, like I said, they did not get any pressure on him. So yeah, he was not phased at
Yeah,
all.
he wasn't phased. How about you there, Tampa boy? Did you
By
feel
far,
Brady didn't have control?
the easiest Super Bowl win for Brady in his entire career. He was comfy back there.
Wow. Yeah, I would. Yeah, if you take all those, I think that would be his easiest one. I mean,
I
I
mean,
think.
he's just sitting back there just picking it off, man. I couldn't believe it. That
Yeah.
pocket was clean all night.
Mhm.
I wonder, what do you think, Bob? What do you think what part of the game do you think Brady thought to himself, we're winning this?
Probably halfway through the third quarter when Kansas City couldn't score and and they were up like 28 to 9. By the way, props to Tampa Bay for suck up hitting that field goal in the third quarter, and then them not trying to go for another touchdown. That made me some money and I was real happy.
Yeah, oh, that made you money. Oh.
I had the final score in the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
Oh shit, Mike, you there, Mike?
He's on the phone.
Oh, he's on the phone. He's wheeling and dealing. We'll skip Mike and we'll go to the next one. Okay, this one's for Bob here. We'll start with Bob. Brady's confidence in knowing Gronk always going to be open for him in the pocket, especially if a play is breaking down. To me, it's like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice connection. I don't feel Gronk comes back out of retirement to play for any other quarterback. So what do you think about that duo, and where does that duo end up? Ready for this one. Where's that
Huh?
duo end up in NFL history, especially knowing that they'll be back together next year as teammates?
Number 4.
Number 4 all-time combination?
I
Don't they
already
have
did my
the
homework, John. I already did my
Huh?
homework.
You
I already did my homework.
I know you do
Number
your
1 is
homework.
Montana Rice. Number 2 is Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison.
Mhm.
Number 3 is Steve Young and Rice. And
Yeah,
number 4 is Brady Gronk.
Brady Gronk. Now, what record? I can't remember. They set a record with the touchdowns, didn't they?
It was like the most touchdown passes I think between a duo.
Between a
Oh
duo.
yeah, because they played
Yeah.
in so many. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's got to move them up a little bit.
No,
Number 4.
No.
Number
No.
4.
no.
Bob's nope. I'm going to get, by the end of tonight, I will get Bob to say that Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, of all players. I
Nope.
will get you there.
Nope.
I'm going to get you there tonight. I
Nope.
can promise you that.
Nope.
How about you? Brian? You feel the same way Bob feels?
Well, yeah, of course. It's no question.
No question, huh? The fourth best combination, the fourth best duo in NFL history.
Yeah. I mean, they could go down more. I mean, but still.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got all next year. So I mean, if Gronk comes back and he's the same player he was, I mean, he's not fast. You watch it. Even that touchdown, that first one, it almost like he fell in that direction.
Mhm.
Not the first one, the second one, I think, is the second one where he does the fade out and then comes back into the middle of the end zone. It almost looks like he fell in that direction and caught the ball and made the touchdown.
Mhm.
It's never like, I never feel like he gets to the spot before the ball does. Am I wrong on that one? It just looks like he just kind of almost just gets there and just in time to make a catch, it feels like. What do you think, Mike? Did you hear my
What was that?
the combination duo with Brady and Gronk? Where do you
Well,
see them as being in NFL history.
Oh, well, I mean, just because of their stats, they're going to be up there.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I
Yeah.
mean, Gronk is. I mean, obviously Brady's Brady, and Gronk is one of the best tight ends. I mean, I'm not saying he's the best, but I mean, you could definitely make a case that he's one of the best tight ends
Yeah. I mean,
that's played the game.
Yeah,
and
I
that
mean,
combination is huge. I think they break a record or
they
something.
broke a record. Yeah, I think that's the
I
most.
thought somebody said it was like the most reception or the most playoff touchdowns between a quarterback and a receiver or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they passed. I forget, they passed Rice in Montana, didn't they, or no?
Yeah, I think they passed Rice and I think that's what somebody said. They passed Rice and Montana for most playoff touchdown passes or between the two.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah. At no time during the game did I notice Patrick Mahomes felt like he was out of that game. Did you guys get that same feeling? And if so, is he too overconfident in his abilities? I mean, even when they would pan over to him, he didn't have like that "we're out of it, we're done" look. I know he's a competitor, but it almost feels like I mean, even in that fourth quarter with 4 minutes left, it still looked like he thought we could still win this game.
I think it's just the way he plays, which is good to see.
I mean, yeah. How about you, Bob?
Nice to see that.
Did you feel at any time he looked like he was out of it?
You can probably see it in his eyes in halfway through the fourth quarter that they probably weren't going to win.
Yeah. Brian?
When he started arguing with that referee, that's what I was like, all right, buddy, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I thought he was just getting frustrated. I didn't feel like he was getting out of the game. I felt like he was just getting frustrated.
Well,
no. With what?
He argued with the referee because when he got tackled, some guy head slapped him, and according to the rules, that's roughing the quarterback because you cannot hit the quarterback in the head. So when he was going to the ground, one of the Bucks hit him in the head, and it didn't get called. That's why he was frustrated.
Yeah.
I think the problem with the game is the fact that he even tried to get that call. 15 years ago, those guys would have been like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but 2 years ago when the Patriots were playing the Chiefs and Brady was quarterback and it was late in the fourth quarter, there was the Kansas City Chief guy hit Brady in the chest.
Yeah.
And Brady reached for his helmet. They called a flag.
Yeah.
Roughing the quarterback, blow the head, and it wasn't blow the head. And I think that kind of because that cost the Chiefs the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And I think that kind of frustration is what gets to him, is how come Tom Brady gets these calls and I don't.
Yeah, but that happens all the time, though. I mean,
it doesn't happen all the time.
It does happen all the time.
It does not happen.
The top guys get calls all the time.
But it's not right.
Rule. It's the Jordan rule.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying it happens, though. It's just like in the NBA.
It shouldn't happen.
All the time.
It shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't happen, but it's going. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. The referees know these are the stars. These are the guys people are coming to see play. They're going to make sure they stay healthy. They're going to make sure they don't get hurt, and they're just going to make those kind of calls. And it sucks. I don't agree with it, but I don't think the league is saying to the referees, "Hey, we got to." Maybe they are. Who knows? I mean, hey, let's make sure we protect Brady. Let's make sure we protect Mahomes.
Yeah, but, I mean, a head slap. I mean, maybe they just didn't see it.
Yeah, maybe they maybe got the wrong angle.
There's stuff that gets missed all the time.
Okay, so no offense, no offense. You've got a back judge whose job is to watch the quarterback the whole play. You've got a back judge staring at the quarterback the whole play. He misses a head slap, but you got a guy on the opposite side of the field throwing a flag on a hold that he barely might have seen. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That's why Mahomes is frustrated.
Yeah. No, Did you, Nick, did you ever feel like Mahomes felt, when did you think Mahomes felt like he was out of it? He just wasn't going to win this game.
He didn't.
He didn't. I mean, that's how I got out of him. Maybe he is a little overconfident, but
no, he's not. Oh, that's not being overconfident. That's just not being a loser and giving up on the game.
Yeah.
That's not being a
He
sissy.
kept
That's
the
not,
drive
you know what
alive.
I mean? That's good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
The
here we
kid should
go.
be confident in
think
every aspect. The kid arguably is the will probably go down is the most talented quarterback to ever play the game.
Yeah.
The kid can make throws that no quarterback has ever been able to make.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Playing, and
yeah.
he's only been in the league a couple years.
Yeah,
Like
but
Right.
that
ESPN
kid should
says,
be as confident as possible in his
Yeah.
game because his game is at the top of everybody.
He was horizontal on one
Yeah.
throw.
Yeah, that
He
throw
getting
was
sacked,
amazing.
and the kid tossed that ball like
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
unbelievable.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
What he can do is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The kid's amazing.
But as far as all the great minds at ESPN, his legacy is ruined. So just one game.
No,
ruined.
I think they just meant his legacy
Yeah.
to be the GOAT is ruined.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
He
here's
won't catch Brady.
my last question, and then we'll get into the other things here. So we're going to try our hardest to get Bob to change his mind on this one. So we're all going to work together on it. So
Bob's never going to change his
Yeah, I
mind
know
about
he's
this
not.
because he's still because of this one simple reason.
Yeah.
He believes that Larry Bird is the number one player in the NBA, and that is why Bob will never agree that Tom Brady is the best NFL player to ever play the game.
You
what
can't.
does he have to
It's
do?
eras.
What does he have
You
to do for
Huh?
you? What does he have to do?
It's eras.
Does he have to win one more to make you change your mind? Does one more
Nope.
Super Bowl make you
Nope.
say he's the
That's
number
why,
one?
John, nothing. It doesn't matter. He could win 3 more, and
I
Bob
know.
would never say
This is the
Absolutely.
same guy that's never going to change his mind about fucking Larry Bird either.
about
so-
Larry Bird. He will never change his mind about Larry Bird. It's the same.
How about you, Nick? Does this win make Tom Brady the number one guy? Is this win take that spot away from Jerry Rice? As far as all
Tom
the polls
Brady?
are concerned, Jerry Rice is the number one player of all time in NFL history. Jerry Rice owns that number one spot. Brady is number 2 on every list. Does this ring 7 rings, more than any franchise, more than any other quarterback in history? Does this not make him the number one all-time greatest player in NFL history?
It makes him a good leader.
Bob's just shaking his head. Bob's just, it's
It puts
hard.
him in the
No, 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 no,
conversation.
no,
hard.
no, no,
It's
no,
hard.
no,
It
It's
puts
hard
him in the
when
conversation.
you lay out
Tom Brady.
all the stats.
Tom
When
Brady
you lay out,
has to
Go ahead.
lead a group of men.
right. Well, we're
Jerry
just talking
Rice
about
did not
this
have to
list.
lead that group of men. I'm
Well,
saying
he
yes.
had to make those
Because
catches.
he had to
make those
lead.
catches.
Okay.
He had to make those. And if you think about it,
But
every pass
Brady's gotta-
this
he's
is the
gotta-
thing everyone
look.
forgets about Jerry Rice. This is the thing everybody forgets about Jerry Rice. Every pass that Jerry Rice ever caught was no more than fucking 5 to 10 yards. Everything that was every yard that he gained was on his own. So I give him that because Montana never threw the ball deep to Jerry Rice. Jerry
That's
was
not
either
true.
coming off a slant. He was
That's not
either
true.
coming off
Key.
there was seldom.
He
There
had
was a
to
few
depend-
times, Bob, but most of his yards were after the catch, and it was on a slant. It was a quick out. Jerry did it on his own after he caught the ball. Yeah, there's a few touchdowns that he caught deep, but there's probably more slants and outs that he scored touchdowns on than deep balls. I'm willing to bet on that.
Okay, just give me 1 second here, and then you guys can debunk anything I gotta say. Okay.
Go ahead, Bob. It's all yours.
Jerry Rice has records that'll never be broken.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay. Now, if you're gonna go to the fact that Brady's got 7 rings and he's got to be the greatest of all time, well, great. Bill Russell's the best basketball player. Henry Richard is the best hockey player. And Yogi Berra is the best baseball player because they've got the most rings in all their collective sport. So if you're going to go, Brady's going to be the all-time player because he's got 7 rings, then all of us should agree Bill Russell's the best because he's got 11.
Well, let me ask you then.
All right. I got something for you.
Those are complete. But
John,
but we're
let me
talking
say
about the
something real
modern
quick.
era, though.
Because I got to
Yeah.
jump. But
Yeah, go
Bob,
ahead.
you're 100% accurate. I think you should break it down to the greatest receiver, the greatest quarterback, the greatest whatever. I
Absolutely.
think that, and all I'm saying is Brady, what I saw him do here, and I was not a Brady fan, and I still am not like, Tom Brady. Without that defense, I don't think that Super Bowl would have been where it is. Let's be honest.
Right.
But without the offensive line the way it is, I can tell you that this team lacked leadership.
Yes.
And he brought Brown in, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and Gronk back, and he led the younger players to believe
Mm-hmm.
and understand the game better. And I think that has to hold some weight.
Yeah.
Like, he can throw the ball, we knew that, but so can Mahomes. But the leadership qualities this guy possesses, every player in the NFL, not just his teammates, not just his receivers, he is looked at by his peers as a true leader because he helps everybody.
Sure.
Now, I'm just finding this out now about Brady and understanding it better. So, there's not a whole lot more I can say about it, but I'm seeing it for like myself now. Where he was in the AFC, I didn't see it as much. But there's a quality there. Not only is he talented, but he also possesses leadership and mentorship to all these younger players that has to have some weight to it. And I think that off-field stuff, playing and practicing at his house, playing and practicing at private fields, getting the team together, getting the mindset right. These young guys, they'd have shit their pants with their quarterback going to a Super Bowl stadium, just walking in. He maintained that. That wasn't Arians. That wasn't Leftwich. That was Brady instilling in them, hey, guys, stay chill. Let's do this. Here's how we're going to do it. I've been there, and they trust him, right? I think that has to have some weight to it. Now, he's a great quarterback.
He is a great quarterback.
He's the greatest of all time. Numbers, if you're going to measure by numbers, okay, he's the greatest of all time. But the off-the-field stuff that he does, from being in this community for a little while, is huge. And that I think plays a major role in my idea of where he is.
Yeah.
He's just a good human being.
Yeah.
But that's what, that's
you can throw numbers and all that other shit.
That's what you get from a veteran because, Peyton Manning was the same way. Is Tom Brady great? He's great. I'm not denying that. But to say he's the greatest that ever played, you insult so many other people. How is Tom Brady better than you, Joe
Well,
Green?
somehow he got to
the point. That's why I said he's in the conversation because when it comes to football, I do not think you can say one person at one position is the greatest football player.
Right.
Basketball is a different story. Basketball, everybody does the same thing. Football, you can't say it. But is he? Is he in the conversation? Sure.
So what's the measuring stick?
He can't not be.
That's what we need to know.
What's that?
Is it Lombardi's? That's the measuring stick? Then yeah, he's the greatest, right?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe
interceptions.
Maybe we need to go to that website because it seems like every website's got him number 2. So maybe I need to go over to these websites and see.
Most websites have Jerry Rice
that.
is number 1.
They have Jerry. Just about all of them is Jerry and
it's just the way it is.
Brady of all
it's
time.
It's opinion, though.
It is an opinion.
It is.
It'll always be opinion.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think is football. I don't think you can say one guy is because of the position. Everybody plays a different position.
Before I leave, I want to say, John, he did not hold up his hands to the ring to go, look, bitches. He did not do that. He actually handed the trophy over to his teammates and gave them a whole bunch of love.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good to see that. I was impressed. He didn't try to take the spotlight. You can almost feel like he even knew himself that he didn't deserve that MVP. He kind of, he was like oh, wow, really? You can kind of see that in his face. It's like, oh, all right. And then he just went right into the defense, praising them. Yeah. And I think it was a class act. That was a class act.
The question there, on that. Tampa repeat with this team? Absolutely they can.
Yeah. That's the next question. Can Tampa Bay repeat with this team? Bob?
It'll be tough.
I got to run.
All right, Nick. Hey, Nick, thanks, buddy.
Hey.
Go burn a car down or something. Go burn. When's the parade? When's the parade?
Go climb a light pole down. Someone hits you in the head with a bottle of liquor.
Yeah. My gas ain't climbing no light poles.
Yeah. Where are they going? Are there talks of a parade or no?
There is talks of a parade. I don't know what that's going to look like. Typically, they do it during Gasparilla, but Gasparilla's not going on, so they're going to have to hold it separately. But if they do, I'm going to go.
Oh, you got to go live for that shit.
Yeah, I will.
All right, Nick. Hey, thanks for joining us.
The city's awesome. I just got to leave before I even leave, man. It's crazy over there. I live on the other side of the bridge, closer to the water, and it's nuts everywhere.
Yeah.
But you guys take care. I appreciate all of you.
All right, man.
Have an
Thanks
amazing
for
week.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't do shit, but watch.
Yeah,
There
Well,
you
it's
go.
fun when your team
You're a
wins.
fan.
and that's how.
It's awesome when your team wins.
Hell
It
yeah,
is.
it's a great feeling.
I got to
Bob, me
redo
and
my
Bob
room
know all
now.
about that. We waited a long time for that first win for us in my
Oh, yeah.
life.
Yeah,
You know what?
you get one.
When the Dodgers
Another
won
one.
this year, it felt great.
Yeah, it felt great. I remember my mom commenting after that Super Bowl. She goes, "Now can you shut up? Can you shut up?
Hey,
I
are you
want to
guys
hear no more Rams shit."
are you going to start talking lightning next week?
We can.
Yeah, we're gonna have NASCAR. We're bringing NASCAR to the show. Brian's gonna be doing wrestling talk.
Ooh, tomorrow night. Duels tomorrow night.
Yeah, yeah. Bob may have
Duels
that
at Daytona,
NASCAR
baby.
segment. Bob might have his own
Yeah,
NASCAR.
Daytona's on Sunday.
Yeah, Brian's going to be doing wrestling.
Yeah.
Brian's bringing wrestling to the show. I think
But
we're
the
going
duels
to
are going to be
dedicate
exciting, Bob.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
let's
They
see what
are.
that looks like.
That's Thursday, right?
And
I
Yeah,
love
I
that
have a
ring.
friend of mine that wants to come in and talk hockey too. So
yeah, we got somebody coming in to talk hockey. I think Mike's going to do Warrior Talk, weekly Warrior Talk. He's just going to bring in Warrior topics because we feel bad we don't talk basketball here. So we got to bring a little bit of basketball to the game. All right, Nick.
All
Have a
right,
good
guys.
night, and thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
again. Y'all be
All right.
good.
All right, man.
All right.
Bye. See
All
you.
right, all right, Mike. Can they repeat?
John, I got something for you actually. With it kind of pertains to that question that you actually had earlier.
Yeah,
The one
go ahead.
before this actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um,
You didn't get to answer that. Go ahead.
Well, here you go. What I did is that I
Uh-oh.
compiled that spreadsheet that I was talking to you guys about.
Hold on a second. I can't have you show spreadsheets and not
Nuclear
do.
reaction with a flux capacitor. Carry the two, changing its atomic isotoner into a radioactive spider. Fuck you, science!
We can't have a Brian segment without that.
So here's what I did. I took all the players that we talked about from a few weeks ago and kind of spread them out per teams, what they played offense or defense, how many years I had, and all across top here, I pretty much went through their entire season,
Jesus Christ.
their whole career, and try and figure out who was actually had the best numbers and what. It's basically what it came down to.
Yeah.
And what I found out is if you look, Jerry Rice actually had more Pro Bowls for both first team, but Brady had more actual Pro Bowls. So you had first team Pro Bowl, and then you had your regular Pro Bowl. But then you had national championships, which Rice had more of. Super Bowl appearances, you had Brady had more of, and MVPs Brady had more.
What national championships?
Yeah, so like AFC, NFC.
What about it?
Oh, you mean like the
Conference championships.
The conference championships.
And who had more?
The conference, Jerry Rice conference championships.
Yeah.
I'd look that up.
I did.
Well, yeah, Tom Brady's 10 now because of this year.
Correct.
Yeah, because of this year.
This does not include this year as of right now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they'd be tied.
I can actually double check, but anyways, but if you go back here, so for
what number Super Bowl was this?
55.
Yeah, so here's a stat for you. Tom Brady has played in 18% of all Super Bowls ever played.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy.
All of them.
Not by himself, though. He had help.
Yeah,
Well, no, yeah. I'm not saying I didn't say he won them.
Right.
I'm saying he played in them.
But then, like with all the players that we had on here, Jerry Rice pretty much had for any and all the receivers had all the stats.
Yes.
Of course.
Pretty much for everything. Now, for rushing yards, Walter Payton had the most stats.
Makes sense.
Okay. Now,
Well, actually, the all-time greatest rusher is Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, but we didn't pick.
We didn't have him on here
as the greatest. We picked. Remember, these are guys that we picked.
Yep.
I think.
But so if you go to throwing yards and compare him to, say, Brett Favre, which is right here, Brett Favre had a total of 71,000, and Brady had more than that on just the Patriots team.
Yeah, 74,000.
Yeah, you're not even going to be able to compare those two.
Right.
And Joe didn't play as long as them.
Yeah, Joe didn't play as long.
Nope, because Brady had 21. He's got 21 years on here, and if you go to like say Favre, he's
Shit.
on 20 years.
Yeah,
What was
Joe
Joe?
Montana.
Joe was
Joe
like
was
what,
15?
15?
15.
But that reflects into your games that you've played and your stars that you had too. So I mean, Brady had less games played, but more starts.
I don't understand. What's your 33% like after his touchdown to interception? What does
And-
33% what mean?
So Brady had so basically what I took all of your interceptions and all of your touchdowns. So it's your interception
Yes, what's
touchdown ratio.
33% though? 33% of what?
That's how many.
Basically for-
That's his interception rate.
Yep.
Yeah, it's his
So for every
interception.
for every third touchdown you pretty much throw, you're going to guarantee one interception.
Yeah, he's going to throw an interception.
Yeah, did somebody have a lower one than him?
Well, he didn't do all the quarterbacks because
Yeah,
Brett Favre's
not
on there,
all of
Peyton
them.
Manning's not on there.
Well,
But
no, Brett
Mahomes
Favre's on
is
there, and
lower.
I know Brett Favre's is higher.
Yep.
Yeah, Brett Favre's
Oh, yeah,
got
Brett
to
Favre's is higher.
Yeah.
As of right now, Mahomes is lower.
Yeah.
Well,
Mahomes
yeah,
is
but
the lowest
He's
that we
only been
have
in the
on
league
here.
4 years.
Yeah.
But the ratio shouldn't change.
Right.
But I think the ratio is good. I think that's going to be. It's going to be better for these guys going forward because, the league's just getting softer.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Brett
I mean,
Favre,
you're not
which
even.
is-
You can't even. You're not even supposed to land on the quarterback anymore.
right.
I
I
mean,
mean, Brett Favre was
I
sitting
mean,
at
shit.
64%.
64%. Dude, that's just
good old
horrible.
Brett.
It's just horrible.
Good
Well,
old
yeah,
Favre.
basically he's I mean
Yeah.
he's not even 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the Jets, he was 100% he had 22 touchdowns and 22 interceptions.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Oh hell yeah!
You know.
That's because he shouldn't have played.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then, but I
He
mean,
probably should have stayed home that year.
right. Brett Favre had the most sacks too.
No, not
Been
surprising.
sacked.
Well, he played for a long time.
Oh, he played less than Brady.
Less, yeah. What,
Yeah,
1
big
year
clown
less?
for bad teams.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you go by Brady had 521 total
What?
between both teams.
All right,
Sacks.
Brian. Let's continue. Are you done? I want to make sure.
So basically, what I'm saying is that if you go and buy stats and these numbers and actually do a comparison on them, even though I didn't do every single player of the NFL, right now Tom Brady actually has in the stats in his field the highest stats so far.
Yeah, in his position.
Yes.
Yeah, in his position.
Like I
Let's
said,
let's do the prop
There's records
thing.
that Jerry Rice
Yeah.
has that no one's going to get to.
Let's do the prop thing, and then Bob's
Mhm.
gonna do his what cheese or what I almost said what cheeses Bob off, but it's not what cheeses. That's somebody else. It's another show. We have it's what cheeses Tom off, but yours is what is yours? What pisses
bothers
you off?
Bob?
What
bothers
pisses
Bob?
Bob off?
Yeah, it should
What
be
bothers
what bothers Bob.
What bothers Bob? Yeah.
Let's see those prop bets. Who's buying drinks? And over and unders. We got our over and unders.
I
lost
won the
both
game,
of
but I missed the over under.
Yeah.
I lost both of those.
So you want these?
It doesn't matter.
The
Just do
prop
one.
bets.
Fly over.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Hey, I was
and
at.
if
Oh
you
yeah,
want-
I'll go the national anthem. John won the national anthem. So did Brian.
Yep.
So green means you got it, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it looks like Bob won
the-
by a long shot.
Nope.
The-
He won by
the-
one. By one.
To who? Oh, to John?
To John and I.
Yeah.
What was
Son
it?
of a bitch, Bob.
No, John won.
I
John
won.
won by one.
Yeah, I won.
John won the whole thing, and he beat me and Bob by one.
Yeah, I kicked that
Really?
one.
Why does it look like
I was the
Bob
only one
has
who got
way
killed.
more?
Because your eyes are perceived in this right here.
Yeah. I was the man. I made money.
There you go.
So I got 8 of the 14 correct.
I think this category right here really messed everyone. Kelsey catches.
I got it. I was over.
I didn't think he was going to get that many, but that's pretty much his only.
Well, if he would have
receiver that
got
he
one
had.
less, he wouldn't have got it, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
hit with 10.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, he had 10.
He dropped 4 passes.
Yeah,
I know.
was.
Everyone just barely skirted by on that one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
3.
And definitely. Oh wait, we picked the under. I picked the under.
Yeah,
on
we
the
all picked the
Mahomes.
under on Mahomes.
Except for. Yeah, that's funny.
Except for me and Nick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
And what's the points?
We all got the Chiefs wrong. The first penalty one. That's hilarious.
Yes, we did.
I think that's the only one we all got wrong.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. I mean,
Dude, that freaking thing was stretched out though. The national anthem.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, as soon as I saw the black chick singing, I knew it was going to go over.
Well, dude, they stretched everything out. I was like, sweet Lord. Like,
I actually timed it when the music started until the music ended.
Yeah. Actually, the official was 2:23.
2:23.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
Hey,
either
by
way,
the way, can we all agree that they should just stop doing halftime shows?
Yeah, we were going to talk about that.
if they're going to do that, yeah, they should.
That was just horrible.
If they're going
I
to do
think-
that hot trash.
Who were they catering? Who were they catering to that Super Bowl halftime show?
God, that sucked.
Because that
The
was
same
just
thing they cater to every year.
now.
It's the hip hop crowd.
Well,
Yeah, but
here's
like,
the
I
problem.
wasn't mad at Lady Gaga.
No, but I wasn't either. But she was the
I mean,
hot
it wasn't
star.
great, but it definitely wasn't as bad as this.
Now, somebody
least
in my
Lady
post
Gaga's
said,
was like a show, and she can really sing.
yeah, someone said in my post that he actually paid to do that show.
Well, they don't pay him
He
anymore.
did.
They haven't
He
paid him
No,
for
no,
years.
he paid $7
So
million.
he- no,
part of
he-
it, yes.
He paid for to do the stuff, like for the props and everything,
Oh,
Right.
wow.
because they don't pay people to do it anymore.
Right, they don't pay him, but yeah, they said I saw someone said that he gave
I'm
$7
sure there's a budget, and he probably just went over it.
One what? Jock straps?
Right. What
Yeah,
the
I
hell
mean-
was that?
It was
I mean,
stupid. The whole thing was dumb.
I think it was.
I know-
I mean, whatever. It's just not my style. Like
Yeah.
that. Like
And
I
see,
think
that was
they
supposed
need
to
to
cater
go
to
with
your
older
generation, too,
acts
like-
or something.
Yeah, that was supposed to cater to your generation.
Well,
The
no,
Weeknd-
it caters
yeah,
to who likes that music.
yeah, and a lot of people even said to me I was kind of right. I mean, I felt like I was at a high school fucking dance.
Mhm.
Well, nobody knew. That's the thing is he's not even like that. It's like, okay, look, Bob doesn't listen to that kind of music, probably,
No.
right?
No.
Okay, so do you listen to Lady Gaga?
No.
But you know who she is.
I know who she is, yes.
Okay,
And she has
Here-
some
so-
good songs.
Here's a
and she
question
has
though.
good songs, and
If
she
the-
can sing.
Yeah,
she can
if
actually
the
sing
song's
really
on the
well.
radio. If the song's on the radio, Bob, do you shut Lady Gaga song off, or do you listen to it?
I don't
Depends on
listen
what it is,
to a
probably.
radio station that plays her music. I listen to 70s and 80s and 90s
Yeah.
rock.
But I'm
and
saying
R&B.
No,
I'm saying-
John, my point was
Yeah, go ahead.
even though he doesn't listen to her, he knows who she is.
Yeah,
I do.
And he agrees she can sing. He
Right.
may not like her music, but she can sing.
Right.
She has a good voice.
Mhm.
This guy, I don't know how many people at my party asked me who it was,
yeah.
and I only know because I listen. I watch a hip hop show, so like I know who people are. I don't really like him. I don't listen to his music, and so it's like a lot of people don't even know who he is. If you're gonna pick somebody, at least pick someone like a Lady Gaga that people that don't listen to it, people from your guys' generation, at least knows who she is, and somebody that can actually sing. Like him, I'm like, dude, it wasn't even that good. Like it looked like you were trying to be a wannabe Michael Jackson. Like,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna pick somebody that people don't know, at least pick somebody who can really sing.
Yeah.
Like if they did like a Louis Capaldi, like I think that would be cool. Because the guy can actually sing. People know who he is. He's got an interesting voice. Like this, there was nothing interesting about that. There's a million people, even in his field, that are better than him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, none of his music to me or the song selection that he used during that thing was any kind of like, because most of the time it's songs that are, you know, that pump people up and get them going and excited to hear it. And at any time, I mean, I've heard his music on the radio and I've heard it on Spotify and stuff like that when I'm listening to internet radio. So I know who he is, but to me, his music category or his list of songs that he has, none of them are like hey, the Big Show Super Bowl quality where people are going to get up and, you know, and dance like they did when fucking, you know, uh god damn it, I'm trying to fucking remember, you know,
Brian, why don't you pull that down for a sec?
yeah.
Just because if we're gonna have this long ass conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
But no, I
just his
yeah,
music
no, it
isn't
was
up,
really
but
boring.
yeah, it's boring music.
Well, we left. We went and played football at the park, and then we came back and we rewound it a little bit
Oh,
to check
nice.
it out.
Nice.
And then we rewound it just to look at it, and we got through like 1.5 songs, and we were like, I was like, dude, is the game on? And he was like, yeah. I was like, all right, skip this. Like,
I don't want to see
nobody
it.
wants to see this. Like, we're good. I mean, it's just not. I mean, like I said, if you're gonna pick somebody that you know that's like more the newer generation, at least pick somebody who has a good. It should be about musical talent. They have a good musical voice, something like that. Their music is music you can understand. Like him, he's singing all the like half of it. People probably couldn't even understand. It's just not.
It was real
you know,
low. The audio was horrible. Whoever said
whoever picks it is trash. Like Lady Gaga, even if you don't listen to her music, that's a good pick. The girl can sing. You can understand her songs.
Yeah.
It was really theatrical. It was cool. This, people are just like, what the hell? Like,
do you think they were just limited to who they could get because of the
no, dude, come on.
No,
people want that show. People want to do that.
No, what they're trying to do is just like, you know, they needed a black hip hop guy because of all the SJWs, and they got to show that they're inclusive. And black people are the best people now, and white people suck. So let's just bring in.
Well, yeah, like, you notice they couldn't just do Eric Church for the national anthem. Like that one girl sang "God Bless America" on the guitar. That was cool. Whatever. I mean, that was whatever. That's cool. A little bit different. I mean, guitar. I like that. I dug it.
Right.
But they couldn't just have Eric Church sing it. Right. They had to have the black girl singing with her, which is fine. Like she sang great. I mean, she's a good singer. But I feel like it just. Like, to me, seeing that, I was like, all right. Do they usually, I don't think they usually have two people sing.
They don't.
The national anthem.
No. They don't.
So, and Eric Church is a star.
Yes, he is.
He can sing that all on his own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, I don't know. I was just like, that seemed like, okay, that could be,
and I got kind of a
and I don't even know who that other girl was.
Right.
Yeah, I got kind of a mixed review on my page with it because there were some people that really liked it, and there was, you know, let me see here.
Like what?
That halftime show, because I asked, I told
I
remember I did the post. I said Super Bowl.
Most people were like, hey, it's weird.
Your thoughts, rate it from 1 to 10. Remember that post? And you know, there was a lot of, you know, -10. There was a -10 in there. There was a couple zeros, but there was a few people that are about my age. Let's see here. One terrible. There's a 7 in there. There's a 5 in there. 6.5. Let's see here. Matthew gave it. Yeah, there's a 7.5. So there was some people that enjoyed it, and I'm looking at the people that enjoyed it, and most of them are in their late 20s, early 30s. It looks like Daniel, but most of the people our age, or you know, in their 40s and up, it's a 2, a 0, a 1. But it seemed like people that were in that mid 20s, early 30s enjoyed it. They gave it a 7.5.
The thing about it is they had to go with, I mean, they for sure were going to go with somebody from the hip hop community. More than like it's going to be somebody that was black. I mean, dude, you know, if they wanted has Pitbull done one?
Pitbull did one years ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because if Pitbull ain't done one, Pitbull would be totally.
That would have been a perfect choice. He lives there.
Well, actually, they wouldn't have gone with Pitbull because of his comments earlier in the week about the new president and his policies.
Oh,
Pitbull gave an
did
interview.
he say something?
Yeah, he did. His family
he's a Republican, isn't he?
escaped Cuba. So he was giving a conversation about what socialism is really like, and he's not a big fan of Joe Biden. He's not a big fan of Kamala Harris. And he did an interview. It's like 20, 30 minutes long. And
Who was it with? Do you know?
Huh?
Do you know who it was with? Or okay, I'll have to go look it up because I just watched a thing with him talking. This was a while ago, but it was him talking about the pandemic and stuff. Yeah. And he was just talking. It was the same thing. He was just talking about how it's just people, it's just people trying to control people, and it's pretty much a sham. So, but yeah, and he's articulate. He's a smart guy.
I'm not a Pitbull fan, but I listened to him, and he had a lot of good points.
Yeah. But I'm just saying he would be like it's fun music. It's, music people can, and he's not like super young. So
no, he's not.
Like his music is, old, even people like your guys' generation would be like, oh, it's good music. It's not my thing, but it's not like what we saw.
Yeah. All right. Look, if you want to reach a bigger majority of the people instead of forcing everyone to go hip hop or rap and stuff like that, why not throw Hootie and the Blowfish up there?
Yeah.
Okay,
you have to. The thing is you kind of have to go with either classic. If you're not going to go with like hip hop or you got to go with like classic rock or something.
Yeah,
like that.
They usually do.
They're not going to go country because.
Well, no. Hootie and the Blowfish didn't start as country. They started as grunge rock.
Grunge rock.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. They would go with somebody older, more classical, like a Hootie and the Blowfish. I'm just saying they wouldn't put out like an Eric. They wouldn't I don't think they'd have like Eric Church do the halftime show.
Well, Hootie and the Blowfish would be perfect because the lead singer's black.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right, let's go with the over and under here. We'll just agree that the halftime show was
blue ass.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Blue ass.
Brian?
Yep. Wasn't a fan.
Was not a fan.
That's one of the things I tell people is I feel like I could turn the TV off and just listen to the radio. And
you're waiting for commercials up.
Yeah.
And they got to do better, man. It's like, dude, this is the Super Bowl halftime show. You guys got to do better than that.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
We got our thingy here. Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's before we get into this, there's a thing that ESPN said, and okay, they like they were saying, oh, how Tom Brady was the underdog, and I get that, but when you're only 3.5, that spread was 3.5. I mean, really, Tom Brady, the underdog at 3.5. How do you even put that as saying they were? Yeah, I guess it's the Chiefs, and everybody thought they were just going to stomp on them, but
that's where the money went. That's where the
3.5. But can you really still use that word underdog at 3.5? I don't like that.
You're an underdog.
Yeah, yep. I know. But when the spread is that low, 3.5, I mean, that word shouldn't even be used, in my opinion.
That game should have damn near been a pick'em game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's not where the money went.
Yeah, that's not where the money
went. What did it open at?
I think it opened up. The Chiefs were favored. I'm not sure what it opened at, but
I think it was 4, Bob. It was 4 or something.
So,
I remember.
But that's what I'm saying, Bob. They opened the line, and then it moves from there based on the betting.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs were favored from the jump.
They were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I think you said 4.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not mad at 3 because to me, 3 is really close to a pick'em game.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned. 3's not a big
Ryan.
deal. I would have, if it would have been over 3, I would have been like, all right, you guys are tripping.
Well, Brian broke even. I lost.
Yeah. Bob didn't do fair as well.
Money's John's pocket. Money's going in
John. John got the money
because he picked the under.
Yeah, I sure as hell did.
I picked the over because I didn't think there was no way that the Chiefs were going to score 9.
Right.
I mean, I thought for sure they would at least score. Dude, if they would have had just two more touchdowns, or what it took like. I mean,
did you see what's his name, Stephen Smith today, talking about how Jay-Z called him before the game and said that
Oh yeah,
Tampa
and
Bay
told him
was
the
going
Bucks were going to stamp him.
they're going to blow him out. And he told Jay-Z he was nuts. Now he had to apologize to Jay-Z on the show. He goes, I gotta give props to Jay-Z. He called me before the game and said that Tampa Bay was going to blow him out, and he told me he was nuts.
Jay-Z's probably a reason why that halftime show was what it was too.
Yeah,
I guarantee you he had a hand in that.
I was trying to see who was going to be actually the closest on their score too, but everyone was still within like 4 or 5 points. So
Yeah.
I said 31-40.
Yeah, nobody was even close.
Already got the 40. I said 40, but 31 was a little off.
31, John, 31-40 is 31 is what the Tampa Bay scored and 40 was
I got
the
that
total.
one right on mine. If you go to me,
Oh yeah, I said
right.
yeah. I said, I see the scores.
What did
now.
I say, Brian?
You picked 34-31.
Yeah, 34-31.
Yeah.
I was close with the 34.
Right.
Oh.
Hey, I can't hope that the Chiefs sucked a fat one.
Yeah, I won money. I'm buying drinks for you guys tonight.
Hey, Bob's the one that really won the money.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he
guys, when you
did.
get together, I will buy a couple pictures, man.
The irritating part is I should have put money at the beginning of the year on the Bucks, like I said I was going to, because everybody was giving me shit about it. So I was like, I'm going to put $100 on the Bucks to win the Super Bowl, and I should have done it because I don't know what it was, but I probably would have won like $10,000.
Mike, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah. I should have.
1999. I'm in Reno. It's the week before the season starts. The Rams are 200-1 to win.
Oh yeah, you told us
I
about
work in
this.
Reno. I tell my boss I should lay somebody on the Rams right now. And you know what? Up until the third game of the season, when the Rams were 3-0, they were still 200-1.
Yep.
To win the Super Bowl.
So what were you doing?
I have the better story, Bob.
I should have.
I have the better story, Bob. My supervisor was going to fucking Reno for the weekend. I said, here's $20, put it on the Rams to win the Super Bowl. He got too fucking drunk, never placed my bet. Yeah. And instead he bought me a hat, a t-shirt, the Super Bowl hat, a Super Bowl t-shirt.
It cost you $4,000.
Yeah, it cost me $4,000, and he buys me a hat, a Super Bowl t-shirt, Super Bowl complimentary fucking coin. I said, he goes, man, I still spent like $400, John. I was like, yeah, but 4,000 is a big fucking difference, dude.
Oh, that's nothing. Bobby's cousin, he was like an in-between guy for a bet for like a bookie, but he would take numbers too. He would take small bets, but the bigger ones he would pass them up to like a bigger bookie. Well, this guy betted like $5,000 or something on. But he did like a 17 team parlay.
Oh yeah, you told us that.
Yeah. And it ended up hitting, and he ended up having to tell his wife about it, and they had to sell their house to cover it. That's because he didn't pass it on because he was like, dude, it's 17 teams. He ain't ever gonna hit it.
Yeah.
And I think it was like $1,000 or something, you know.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to sell his damn house because he owed the guy like a few $100,000.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into Bob's segment here. Bob, the show is all yours, buddy.
All right.
I did a little research on some of these.
No. Here, so the first one is the LGBTQXRYZA1 organization. A1. Because you don't know, because I hear that's a new gender now. A1 is a new gender.
Oh, is
it? Yeah. Martina Navratilova, the first athlete to really come out as gay.
Yep.
In the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, great tennis player, came out and gave a statement where she said transgender men converting to being a woman should not be able to compete with women. It's going to ruin women's sports. The LGBTQ, whatever, A1 people lost their freaking minds. They roasted her on Twitter. Yep. And I'm like laughing because if you start listening to all the politics and stuff, they're starting to eat their own. Now they're attacking their own people.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Now the LGBTQ community is attacking a lesbian because she has an opinion about transgender athletes competing with women. Now, someone did a study about transgender women converting to men, competing with men, and all of them suck. They haven't won anything. Okay, but you get to the transgender men converting to women, they're dominating their sports that they're in.
Yep.
And she's absolutely correct. There's no way a transgender man should be competing with a woman at any level because they're physically stronger. I don't care what you're going through, your reassignment, you're always going to have testosterone in your body. Your muscles are bigger. You're just physically going to be bigger. Martina Navratilova sees it, calls it out, and they are just all over her ass.
Yeah, they kicked her off the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kicked
And
her
that's
off the board
crazy.
yesterday, I think. Yeah, so she's been, I don't know what you
That's
want to call
crazy.
it.
You can't have an opinion anymore, even if you're part of the organization.
Yeah,
You
they
can't have an opinion, and they're just going to kick you out, because what you're saying doesn't float what they want. So when we talk about gay rights, do we talk about gay rights just for Martina, or do we talk about gay rights for everybody? Because they're just stepping on all of the rights and everything they've accomplished to get gay people equality. They have just stepped on it.
Yeah, they did.
Personally, I don't care. I feel bad for Martina because she's the first one.
She's a class act. She's a
to take
class
it
act.
out. Right. She was the first one to come out. Okay,
Yeah.
as an athlete, Billie Jean King came out right after her.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay?
to me, I mean, she's not a person that is going around and started trouble or in the sport, and she wasn't someone that was controversial, any of that, and here you go. I mean, this is the second time she's made a statement. The first time they went at that transgender out of Canada, the biker went after her on Twitter.
Right.
And I guess they had a Twitter feud, like on her Twitter account, like back and forth, just going at it at each other. And I'm sorry, I forgot the word that they use for someone that doesn't like transgenders. I forget, transopenia or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know. There's a term that transgenders are using to out people that are against transgenders in sports or all in life and altogether. And now they're using that word on her. And she thought it was just funny. She's like, really? You're going to use this word on me because I feel that this isn't fair, that a man can go, and do this, get these changes done and compete against us and are dominating like her in Canada. She's dominating. She's, number one, and she's not even a man. She's not even a female, but she now dominates the cycling. I don't know. It's that one where they I can't remember the name of that one, Bob.
It's indoor cycling.
Yeah, indoor cycling. Well, she's, he, or whatever you want to say. She is, she's totally dominating that sport in Canada, and she's ranked number one in the world. But yet, she's trying to make her point on Twitter, and they just attacked her. That person in Canada just attacked her on Twitter for like a full day. I guess they were just going back and forth at each other. And finally, Martina's just like, you really going to call me this? I'm a lesbian. You're really going to call me this? And she was trying to go into the science of it. And that's when I think they, from what I read, once it got into the science part, and it kind of faded away, because pretty much he was making her point. It's just like, yeah, you can go and get this done. You can take the testosterone. You can do all this stuff, but in the end, you're still a guy,
right?
And you're dominating. And you're right. I mean, there is no. You think of all the women's sports, and it's like you could take all the women's sports and put a man in there at that level, and he's going to beat her every time, no matter what sport you're talking about, whether it's basketball, baseball, soccer, football. Well, tennis. A man's going to always beat a woman. It doesn't matter if he's taking all this. Yeah, go ahead.
That's not always the case because the first transgender athlete was a tennis player, and he was a doctor. His name was Richard something or other. But when he became a woman, he was Dr. Renee Richards. She got on the pro women's circuit, and she basically got her ass kicked because
Yeah.
she wasn't a great tennis player as a man.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but she wasn't a great tennis player as a woman either.
Yeah.
But she was the first one. What I would love to see is, and this would kill me because I would laugh my ass off because I'm just remembering back to the '72 Olympics.
Jesus.
East Germany dominated in the pool, right? When
Yeah.
those chicks came out to swim,
Yeah.
they looked like dudes. All right. They were muscular like dudes. They kicked ass in the pool like dudes. I'm waiting for some third world country to get me 11 athletes who are biologically men, who say they identify as women, put them in the Women's World Cup, and watch them kick the USA's ass.
Yeah.
And so I could laugh my ass off.
Yeah. I mean, it's it. I mean, I get her point. I mean, it's not fair. I mean, it's not fair to, huh?
It's not fair to women who train their whole
No,
lives.
they're training their whole life to get to that level, and then they get there, and then all of a sudden they lose to. And I mean, okay, they're going to say, to be respectful, they're going to say, yeah, I lost, to a female. They're not going to say, hey, I lost to a transgender. Most of those players aren't going to say anything like that, but in the back of their mind, they're saying, I didn't lose to a woman, I lost to a man.
Lost to a man.
Or I lost to a man. And I like I said, as a father of a daughter, if my daughter has been playing soccer her whole life to get to that level, she gets to it, she's got an opportunity to get a spot on a pro team, and she loses it to a transgender male, I would be upset as a parent.
Absolutely.
I would be upset. I would be like, wait a minute here, But yeah. Yeah, I tried to do some more digging on that whole story, and there was a lot on there because this has been going back for about a year, I think. She had made comments. It started on her Twitter account, I think last year. She made some comments, and then she just said something again a couple days ago.
That leads me into Kate McKenna, who is
what do you hate, Kate? How can you hate?
All right.
God.
So I'm on. I spend a lot of time on YouTube now looking for stuff. And I'm watching this interview Kate McKenna gave to this English reporter about the fact that Kate is dominating, but Kate is a man. And Kate's like, no. I'm transitioning. I'm taking the hormones. I am legally a woman. Medically, I'm a woman. And my first thought when Kate said that was, okay, cool. You're medically a woman. Great. When was your first fucking period? Tell me when you had your first period. I'll give it to you.
Did she answer? You should put that on the post. You probably can't comment on that on the YouTube. Probably get banned on YouTube for writing that down there.
Probably. That's my whole
the thing
point.
About it is a lot of it changes your like your what you can see, your outward anatomy. It doesn't change your inward. It doesn't change
your structure.
The structure. It doesn't change. You've had all that testosterone coursing through your body for all those years, so your muscles are stronger. Your bone density is more. Like, there's just things that you just can't reverse.
Right.
And they won't. I mean, it's clear as day. You can see it if you watch any of them inside of sports. You can see how they dominate over the women, and it's disgusting that people would even. It shouldn't even be a question.
That's the whole point. Do I care if you identify as a woman? You're a man. I don't care. I really don't. Just do not go out and dominate in a sport and take away from actual women who have worked hard their whole lives to
look at this
to like gain a spot somewhere. And now you're going to take it because you're a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, stop it.
They're turning us into feminists, Bob.
Right.
I gotta read this article, so we won't talk about it until after I read it. But that's a pretty fucking scary fucking.
Well, what's her name? Tulsi Gabbard, right before she got out of Congress, tried to pass a bill about it, about women, and she said, I was just listening to her talk today, on a show, and she said she caught so much grief from people about that.
Because women fought so long to get Title IX, to get equality in sports, money for the sports. They fought so hard to get Title IX, and now this is just going to blow Title IX out of the water. I mean, where's all the feminists? Where's all the women in the Me Too or the Women's March who, men are evil, Trump is evil, blah 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 blah. And this stuff is killing their existence in sports.
It's going to, yeah. If they don't stop it,
they don't care.
Yeah, Brian, that's the word. Transphobia.
Transphobia, and there's sexism. Then they're two slightly different.
Transphobia
one's the fear of.
Transphobia is a fear is like saying a fear of trans people.
Yeah.
And that's what they're calling Martina. What you said?
That's what they're calling Martina.
Transphobia.
Yeah, they're calling her that on Twitter, and that's what.
Or transphobic.
Transphobic.
Transphobic. Yeah. You have something against. Yeah. You are biased against trans people, is what it means. Essentially, what they mean it to mean.
If it wasn't for Martina Navratilova, women and lesbians in sports would still be frowned upon. Look at the WNBA. I'd say 33% of the WNBA is a bunch of lesbians. Okay, how would they feel playing against? Let's say that Klay Thompson says, "Okay, I want to be a woman," and he goes to the WNBA and he dominates. Would they be happy that they're losing every night to a man?
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't be happy.
What if a group of 5 NBA players decided, you know what? We're going to be women. We're all going to transition, and we're all going to play on the same team. And we're all going to play on the same team.
That'd be fucked up, dude.
No, seriously. Even if you took 5 college athletes who play basketball.
Yeah.
They could kick their ass.
You could almost take 5 high school.
Take 5 Zion. No, John, I'm not going to disrespect him like that.
Yeah, you don't have to have a good kid playing center because Brittany Griner's 6'9".
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you took 5 like Zion Williams and got them to get on a team, it'd be game over.
Yeah. They'd be screaming, "It's not fair. It's not fair." Pick a side, people. Pick a side. But the funny part is now they're attacking their own. And it doesn't look good to them.
Yeah, I mean, they got to see it sooner or later. I mean, they got to see it that it's just like anything. It just starts to get split apart even more and more so with who's favoring, and it happens with everything. So
it all falls apart when they come after you.
Yeah, it all falls apart when they start coming after their own people like they're doing. So. Because, hey, all right, Martina's a big backer. She's not, somebody that, and when you start pissing off backers to your program like her, and she's a known athlete. She's like I said, she's someone that's not controversial. She's never been someone that, that she's been in the news running around drunk in her car and causing shit and trouble. None of that stuff. So here you have someone that has been, a role model for a lot of little girls, and here you got her, and they're going to kick her off the board. They're going to kick her out of the board for her comments, and you're going to have the community go after her. Give me a break. That's ridiculous. You're just ruining your own. Yeah, it's not.
Well, you just converted her to a Republican.
Yeah, you think, oh, I don't know about that. You might. You might. Oh, what do we got left on the board, guys? Anything else? So next week, let's talk about next week. Brian, you gonna have some wrestling stuff for us next week?
Sure.
Bob's gonna have some NASCAR stuff.
Mhm.
NASCAR. And
I will watch NASCAR.
is there something we can do to have some fun with NASCAR, Bob? Any like we had for fantasy football, for like fantasy
You guys, do you guys do you guys watch NASCAR at all?
Not like
no,
that. No.
not like you do. No,
You know, well, no. Do you know who the drivers are?
like two.
There's.
I
I mean,
know-
I know a decent amount, but
No. Because what we used to do when I was working was I had 6 guys, and every week we would pick a driver, and then you would go off drivers' points to see who won at the end of the year. You would take the official drivers' points that they give after every race and
Oh,
see
okay.
who won and see who won at the end of the year.
That seems like a
And
lot.
we also
yeah.
had a rule where you couldn't take the same driver. You could only use him once a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if Kyle Busch is dominating, you
Yeah,
can't keep picking Kyle Busch every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so during the month, the calendar month, you couldn't pick the same guy twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then whoever finished lowest in points that week got to pick first the following week.
All right. We'll have to see if we can do something like that. We can add. Well, we got nothing going on for Super Bowl. Football's done. Even my mom said today, "Is this it? That's it? No more football?" I was like, "Yeah, it's done. We're done, Mom." She's like, "Okay, good." I think she's gotten tired of watching football. Unless the well, my mom's teams is not the Cowboys. My mom's team's is the Dolphins. I have no idea why my mom roots for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that
But-
doesn't even
Because
make
they were good
sense.
in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's it, or she just likes the logo. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe it's the Dan Marino thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe it was Dan Marino.
Sexy Dan Marino, man.
I watched my first half of an NBA game last week.
Oh shit!
It was
Yeah.
Saturday because
What
I was
game?
bored Saturday night and I watched the Warriors and Mavericks.
Oh, that was a good one to watch.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Curry scored 57, and I think Luka scored
Dante
like 42.
Yeah. He
50,
was
yeah.
on fire.
Yeah, and Curry I think scored 57 and had like 11 threes or something like that.
Damn.
Well,
I think he had 7
know what?
threes in the first half.
yeah. What kind of sucked though was right before that I was watching Carolina and Duke, and it sucked because there's no fans in the stands.
Yeah.
Weird. The college
I wanna
game
get
needs those
like-
fans. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Carolina Duke, you gotta have the fans.
Yeah. Gotta
You know,
have those
just not the-
dudes.
And just like the Warriors and the Mavericks, it was a good game to watch. It would have been better with a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Like, did football really bother you guys? They're not being fans? Because I know guys that were
I
like,
enjoyed it.
I didn't watch this year because there wasn't no fans. It sucked. I'm like, really? I'm like, how are you going to call yourself a sports fan,
Yeah.
but you're going to say you didn't watch sports because there wasn't fans in the stands?
I
That's not you
enjoyed
being
it.
a sports fan. That's just I don't understand that. That can't be your reason.
I enjoyed it because you could hear all the voices from the players because it was
Yeah.
so quiet during the play. But I hated it because part of watching a game is you feed off the emotion of the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but it's not going to stop me from watching sports.
Oh yeah, it didn't stop me. It did not
Yeah.
stop me from watching.
That's what
football.
I'm saying.
No,
But
no.
people were trying to say like, "Oh, football sucked this year." I'm like, what are you talking about? Football sucked this year. Football was fine.
Yeah, I think it leveled the field for home field advantage. I don't think anyone had any real home field advantage. I think it made there was less offsides calls. That was for sure. It was very seldom you saw an offside call. I mean, it's
I notice it more in basketball than football. Like football, I didn't even really pay attention that there wasn't people.
it's the way they set the cameras up. It's the way
Yeah,
they have
it's
the
just-
camera angles. You can't do that. In
Football looks a little weird.
you can't do
Football
that in
pumped
basketball.
crowd noise. Football
Yeah.
pumped in crowd noise. Fake
Yeah,
crowd
they
noise.
pumped in crowd noise, but the way they have their cameras angled, the field of play is so big that they can get away with not having to show the stands. But in basketball, you
And
can't do that in basketball.
yeah,
You
you
just
can't do that in
literally,
basketball.
yeah,
But
it's
college
impossible.
football suffered just because of the home games and just the atmosphere and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
the rivalry games, especially the
I
rivalry
still like.
games.
No. Trust me. If I'm going to go see Texas, Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout in a neutral site field, I'm not going with an empty stadium. I want 40,000 people rooting for Texas. I want 40,000 people rooting for Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get this. Hopefully we get it back next year. Everything gets back to normal, and we'll see. I don't think any professional league can handle another year of this financially.
Well, high schools can't either, though.
Yeah.
Kids in California are screwed because they didn't get to play fall football. Doesn't look like they're going to play spring football.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get scholarships. And you're a senior because all the scholarships are gone. Kids in Texas and Florida and all the states that were open got those scholarships.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's sad, but hopefully, like I said, hopefully they figure it out. Yeah, because I don't think any professional league can go another year like this without fans, and TV money is TV money and advertisement money is advertisement money. But these salaries, there's just no way they can stay viable. I don't care how many billions you're worth.
That's why the
I don't think football did that bad. Yeah, John, or what was that, Bob?
The football salary cap next year is going to be less because of the money they lost this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit less too, actually.
I'm interested to see what happens next year for basketball if it stays like this. I'm wondering if basketball is the ratings will go up now because football's done.
Yeah, that's good. We should keep an eye on that. We should keep an eye on it.
Just to see.
Well, you literally have nothing going on. I mean, you got hockey, and baseball doesn't really start up for another month, middle of March, before you start seeing any spring.
But
what's left?
AEW wrestling is Wednesday night,
which Brian will be giving us updates on.
NBA, they're beating Wednesday night NBA. They're beating Thursday night NBA.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the weekend games look like ratings, but during the week, no one's watching basketball during the week. There's not that many people.
I'm willing to bet.
Basketball needs to realize that the people buying tickets and the people who watch are done being called racist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to bet that PGA gets better ratings.
Might.
Brian, before we go,
it's possible.
Pull those stats, because I mean, every house I go into, fucking, there's a golf game on. I'm just like, dude, you watch?
I've been watching golf more lately.
Yeah, a lot of people are. I'm like, do you like golf? No, it's kind of cool having it playing in the background. I'm like, huh?
Oh yeah, I do.
There's something about that.
If I'm doing something else, I'll put golf on if I'm on my phone.
This is what she told me. She goes, "There's something smooth and comforting hearing that." And I'm like, seriously? She's like, yeah. There's just something about that nice swing and hearing it hit the grass, and it's comforting. I was like, okay.
Also, though, it's, the announcers are quiet and they're not, because you scan to different holes all the time, watching guys cut in or chip shot and stuff.
There's always action.
Really, there's not one guy just blowing some guy real hard because Tiger's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But the announcers are so quiet, though. It's like, oh, look, he's going to use a 3-wood.
Which makes me laugh because they're nowhere near the actual play. But yet they're still whispering like they're like right next to Tiger.
Like they're right there. It is kind of funny. Like they get quiet for every stroke, and like they'll like be all quiet talking and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
and the other thing I like is that I've noticed over the years was watching golf is the commentators. They just got great stories. You know what I mean? And the stories.
A lot of them are guys that have been watching it for a long time.
I mean, they're not like they're stories from 40, 50 years ago. They'll see something that happened or took place, a certain shot, and they go, "I remember when, whatever did that back in 1947." And I'm just like, the fuck? And it's kind of like that baseball announcer where if you got a good baseball announcer, he's not going to just tell you shit that happened last week. He's going to tell you stories from the 60s, the 50s, the 40s. And maybe that's what people like golf. I mean, but for her to tell me she liked the sound of the club hitting the grass, she just found it soothing when she was in the kitchen, just hearing that. I'm just like,
well, what I'm showing here is like this article is dated like 5 months ago, so it's pretty recent. Like the BMW Classic, the second event of the PGA Tour, averaged 3.44 million viewers on NBC.
On NBC.
Yep, and then the final round of the tournament it's the highest rated and most watched final round of the tournament in 8 years. Ratings increased a tick and viewership 9% from last year.
That's big. 9%'s a big number, man. TV numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got Augusta coming up, right, this weekend?
No, Masters. I thought Masters was in April.
Are they already plugging that early? This early? They're already showing clips on ESPN for that? A month early? That's insane. Because they already started the commercials, the green jacket commercial. They already started the green jacket commercials. I'm like, oh man, that must be this weekend or something. All right, guys, we're at the 155 mark. Anything you guys want to throw out there? Mike, you're gonna do some Warrior talk next week? You're already watching the goddamn games, bitch. You should do a Warrior talk. I'll come up with a nice bumper for you. Michael from the corner. Swoosh.
I mean, yeah, I'll watch. I'll try to.
Yeah.
Watch some games
Bob's
so
gonna
we
do
can talk about it.
NASCAR. And NASCAR, Brian's gonna be throwing some fucking wrestling our way next week. So
yeah.
Well, it's too bad that you can't use sounds and movie clips, because Mike's intro, could be like, Cyrus from the movie The Warriors. Can you dig it?
Yeah.
Then you get the guys.
I can say it. I'll listen to it and see how close I can get to repeating it sound wise. I mean, that's okay. They can't stop me from doing that, but I can't actually use the actual clip.
What you used in the opening, isn't that?
No, that's royalty free music. I went to a website and got that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
it's royalty free. Yeah. Yeah. That's royalty. Did you guys? Do you like the new bumper for the Friday Night BS show? Did you hear it, Mike?
No.
All right, here you go. You ready? This is the Friday Night BS show intro. Due to copyright infringements, we got nothing for you, so here's some farts. So enjoy the show, because I need to go wipe my ass.
Stupid.
Dude, our show got blocked Friday for the first 18 seconds. That is so fucking ridiculous, dude. So ridiculous.
What was it, because of the song?
Because of the Gladiator, for him saying, "Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?"
Oh, that's really what it was.
That was it. Yep. They blocked my whole video from that
and
first.
They wouldn't let you take that part out?
No. Then they DM me today. The show's live now. It's back, but it takes them a couple days to okay it. So it's stupid, and it's just like there's a couple of them that are already. There's a couple actually. Now that I think about it, the bumper for this show.
Just record me saying it.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
You could do it. You record it.
Is this not why you are here?
Listen,
is this not why you are here?
Yeah. The company that owns. Now that I think about it, I think we can get away with our this show's bumper, because I think that company's already said. I think they already listed it as okay for us to use. I'll have to go check my email, because I think the company that owns that song gave us the okay to use it. So I'll have to go and check my Google email and see. But the boys are back in town. I think has been okayed by that company that owns the rights to it. So, but I'll have to check to see if they gave us the okay. But some companies will give you the okay, and then you don't have to worry about it again. They let YouTube understand that song is okay for this show to use. But man, the first 18 seconds, we didn't even start the show. That was the intro. And then we got blocked in the intro. I mean, I wouldn't get mad if it was, an hour into the show and they blocked it from there. But when you
Right.
get blocked right from the beginning, your show's done. Your show's done. So yeah, it kind of sucked. All right, guys. Well, see you guys all next week. And good show. Thank you, guys. And
Oh, by the
Brady's
way,
number.
happy Valentine's Day to all you guys.
Yeah, happy
Yeah.
Valentine's
Oh,
Day
yeah,
to
happy
all
Valentine's
the
Day.
Next
guys out
Sunday.
there. Yeah,
Next
all the
Sunday.
guys out there. Me, Bob, Brian, and well, not Brian because he's got a girl. He's married.
Right. He's
But
married.
yeah, me, Mike, and Bob are willing to accept chocolates and flowers. Send them our way. We'll take them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't send chocolates in beer.
actually, now that you brought that up, Friday night's BS show has to have some sort of Valentine's Day theme to it. What do you guys think? It's got to have some
Absolutely.
kind. It has to have like worst Valentine's dates.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Been there, done that. Okay.
In there. All right, guys.
I can't even remember any. But
You can, yeah, Mike. Well, we know how you are. You're a dog. Roof, roof,
yeah.
roof, 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 roof.
Okay.
Mike,
all
Mike
right.
just-
On that note, I'm out.
all right. Peace
There you go.
out.
I'm out.
Bye.
I don't have an outro.
What?